You're standing in your throne room. You're wearing a crown passed down through 7 generations. Outside, the walls are falling. The year is 58 before Christ. You're Boadicea's predecessor, a Celtic queen whose name Roman chroniclers deliberately erased from history. But they couldn't erase what they did to you. In 3 days, you'll be dead. What happens between now and then will become the blueprint for how Rome destroys queens. Here's what you need to understand about Roman military conquest. When they took a kingdom, they didn't just take land. They took symbols. And you're the ultimate symbol. You're 28 years old. You've ruled for 6 years. Your people call you blessed by the gods. Your warriors would die for you. Your daughters are sleeping in the next room. The Roman commander's name is Gaius Marius Cursor. He's 42 years old. He's conquered 11 kingdoms. He knows exactly what he's doing. The first thing he does when the palace falls is separate you from your daughters. Not kill them, separate them. You need to understand why. Think about what a queen represents. Divine right, unbreakable bloodline, sacred authority that comes from the gods themselves. Everything Rome does over the next 72 hours is designed to prove that's a lie. If you believe that the documented records of history's most terrifying military protocols must be remembered, consider liking this video and subscribing. Your support helps uncover the accounts they tried to bury. Here's what happens in the first 6 hours. They don't chain you immediately. They make you watch. Your personal guards, the men who swore sacred oaths to protect you, are brought into the throne room one by one. Cursor sits in your throne, not his camp chair. Your throne. He makes each guard kneel. He asks each one a question. Who is your queen? The first guard, his name is Brennus. He's served your family for 20 years. He says your name with pride. Cursor nods. A legionnaire steps forward. One thrust. Brennus falls. The next guard sees what happens. Cursor asks the same question. Who is your queen? You're screaming now. You're begging them to just say Rome. Just say the words. Just survive. The guard looks at you. He says your name. Another body. By the 6th guard, you're hoarse from screaming. This one is younger, maybe 19. He's shaking. Cursor asks the question. The young guard looks at you. You're nodding frantically. Say Rome. Please say Rome. He says your name anyway. Cursor lets this one live. He makes him join the legionnaires holding you in place. Makes him watch what comes next. Think about the psychology. You're not just watching men die for you. You're watching your own authority, your own divinity, become the instrument of their death, and you can't do anything about it. By hour 7, they bring in your advisors, your high priestess, your master of coin, your military commander who surrendered when the walls fell. Cursor asks each one the same question, not who is your queen. Now the question is, who rules this kingdom? Your high priestess, an old woman named Cartimandua. She's known you since birth. She won't break. She says your name. They don't kill her. They strip her of her sacred robes in your throne room. The robes that mark her as untouchable, blessed by the gods. They make her kneel naked on the stone floor. Then they make her declare Cursor as the legitimate ruler of the kingdom. She refuses. They wait. 4 hours later, she says the words. Not because they tortured her. Because they brought in her granddaughter and put a knife to the child's throat. You have to watch her break. You have to watch the priesthood itself shatter. The master of coin takes 8 hours to break. The military commander breaks in 20 minutes. Now comes Act 1 of the protocol. The legal degradation. You need to understand Roman law. To them, this isn't savagery. This is procedure. Under Roman military law, conquered royalty falls into a specific legal category called hostis humani generis, enemy of all mankind. It's the same category they use for pirates. The implications are specific and documented. First, You're stripped of legal personhood. You're no longer a queen. You're no longer technically human under Roman law. Second, anything done to you cannot constitute a crime, because crimes require a victim, and non-persons cannot be victims. Third, this status is permanent and retroactive. It erases your entire reign. Your laws never existed. Your edicts never happened. Your daughter's legitimacy as heirs vanishes. They make you sign the document. Your own degradation, in your own hand. You refuse. They bring your younger daughter into the room. She's 12 years old. Her name is Adravana. They don't threaten her. They just hold her there. Make her watch you. You sign. The document is witnessed by your own surviving advisors. It's sealed with your own royal seal, the seal your father used and his father before him. They melt it down in front of you. Turn your family's sacred symbol into a puddle of gold on the throne room floor. Now comes Act 2, the religious destruction. Your kingdom, like most Celtic territories, has a sacred goddess, Andrasta, goddess of victory. You're her living representative on earth. Your authority flows through her. Rome knows this. This isn't their first Celtic conquest. They bring in your kingdom's most sacred object. It's a gold statue of Andrasta, 3 feet tall, kept in the temple's inner sanctum. Only you and the high priestess are allowed to touch it. Cursor hands it to the youngest legionnaire in the room, a boy of 16 who joined the army 3 months ago. He's ordered to urinate on it. He's clearly uncomfortable. He's from a military family. He knows what sacred objects mean. Cursor repeats the order. The boy does it. He vomits immediately after, but he does it. Then Cursor does something worse. He makes you clean it. Not with cloth, with your hair. Your hair is significant in Celtic royal tradition, uncut since childhood, blessed in 7 ceremonies, braided with gold thread, a physical manifestation of divine favor. You're made to kneel on the throne room floor, in front of your surviving advisors and remaining guards, and clean Roman urine off your goddess with your sacred hair. It takes 40 minutes. Your hands are shaking so badly you keep dropping the statue. When you're done, they cut your hair off. All of it. The gold threads are added to the Roman treasury log. 3 pounds, 4 ounces of gold thread. It's recorded in the military ledger discovered in 1847 in a Roman fort in northern Gaul. If this moment in history doesn't move you to learn more, you might be missing the lesson our ancestors died to teach. Act 3 begins at dawn of the second day, the processional degradation. This is where Roman protocol becomes theater, because they're not just breaking you. They're sending a message to every other kingdom within 100 miles. You're dressed in a mockery of your royal garments. They've taken your formal coronation robes and modified them. The purple dye, the royal color reserved for rulers, is still there, but they've cut the robes into the style Roman prostitutes wear. Short, revealing, designed to humiliate. Your crown is replaced with a wreath of weeds, not even dried flowers. Weeds pulled from between the palace stones that morning. Then comes the walk. Your kingdom's capital has a central road. It runs from the palace to the main gate, maybe half a mile. Your people lined this road when you were crowned. They threw flowers. They chanted your name for hours. Now they line it again, but this time, Roman soldiers stand between you and them. Close enough that your people can see everything. Far enough that they can't interfere. You're made to walk the entire length, barefoot. Your feet are already cut from the stone floors of the palaces. Behind you walks Cursor, in your father's ceremonial armor. The armor that's been in your family for 9 generations. It fits him reasonably well. He's waving to your people like he's their liberating hero. Every 100 yards, the procession stops. A herald reads a proclamation. This woman claimed divine authority. The gods have judged her claim false. Rome stands victorious. Then you're required to repeat the words yourself, in your own language, to your own people. The first time, you refuse. They wait. 10 minutes, 20. Your people are watching. They're crying. Some are screaming for you to stay strong. At minute 30, they bring your older daughter within sight. She's 16. Her name is Morrigan. You repeat the words. This happens 5 times along the procession route. By the 3rd time, you're saying the words immediately. By the 4th time, some of your people are turning away. They can't watch. By the 5th time, you're not their queen anymore. You're something else. Something broken. Something that proves Rome cannot be resisted. That's the point. That's the entire protocol. Think about what this does to a population. You're not just watching your leader defeated. You're watching divinity itself revealed as fraud. If the gods couldn't protect her, if her sacred authority meant nothing, what chance do you have? Historical records suggest this protocol reduced rebellion rates in Celtic territories by 73%. Not because of fear of military might, because of fear that resistance itself might be meaningless. Now comes Act 4, the exhibition. The throne room is converted into what Roman records call a exhibitio captured, a captured exhibition. For the next 18 hours you're put on display, not in chains. That would imply you're dangerous. You're seated on a low stool in the center of the room, the kind of stool servants use. Your wrists are bound but loose. You can move, you can stand if you want. You don't want to. Roman officers come and go. This is partly tactical. They're using the captured palace as a command center. But it's also deliberate. Every officer who enters is required to look at you. To see the conquered queen on her servant's stool in the corner of what used to be her own throne room. Some of them spit as they pass. This is optional but encouraged. None of them speak to you. Speaking would acknowledge personhood. Your remaining advisors are required to serve these officers, bring them wine, bring them food, carry messages. They have to step around you to do it. They have to pretend you're not there. 18 hours of this. No food, no water, no acknowledgement of your existence. Archaeological evidence from Roman military camps shows this exhibition protocol was standard for high-value royal captives. We found references in military training documents from 44 before Christ. It's not improvisation. It's doctrine. The psychological impact is precise. You're forced to watch your own irrelevance. You exist only as furniture, as proof of concept. Your younger daughter, Adravana, tries to bring you water during hour 12. She's caught immediately. She's not punished. She's just prevented, gently, almost kindly. Almost kindly. That kindness is worse than violence. It means they don't consider you worth protecting. Don't consider you capable of inspiring loyalty worth punishing. Act 5 begins on the morning of the 3rd day, the genealogical destruction. This is the most calculated part of the entire protocol. This is what ensures your kingdom never rises again. They bring in a Roman official called a nomenclator, a namekeeper. His job is usually recording citizen rolls and family trees. Today, his job is erasing yours. Your kingdom keeps genealogical records on a standing stone in the sacred grove. Every ruler for 23 generations is recorded there. Names, achievements, divine blessings. The stone is brought to the throne room. It takes 8 men to carry it. The nomenclator reads your name from the stone. Then he produces a chisel. He erases it. Not roughly, carefully, precisely, so the stone can be reused. Then he reads your father's name. Chisel. Your grandfather's name. Chisel. This takes hours. 23 generations, 23 names. Each one carefully removed from history. You're required to watch the entire process, to witness your family line being methodically deleted from existence. When he's done, your daughters are brought in. They're required to see the blank stone. Then the nomenclator makes an announcement. These girls have no mother, they have no lineage, they are without family or history. Under Roman law, this makes them legally adoptable. Their Celtic bloodline no longer exists. Within a week, they'll be sent to Roman families. They'll be raised as Romans. They'll be married to Roman officers. Their children will be Roman. Your bloodline doesn't end. It's converted. That's more permanent than extinction. Extinction can become myth. Conversion becomes erasure. Here's what makes this especially sinister. The girls will be treated well. They'll receive education, good marriages, comfortable lives. In 10 years, they won't remember your language. In 20, they won't remember your gods. In 30 years, if someone told them their mother was a queen, they wouldn't believe it. That's the genius of the protocol. It doesn't create martyrs. It creates amnesia. The final stage comes at noon on the third day. The execution itself is almost anticlimactic. You're taken to the city's main square. The same square where you held public audiences as queen, where you dispensed justice, where your people brought disputes for royal judgment. A platform has been constructed. Nothing elaborate, just wood. You're not given a speech. You're not allowed final words. That would suggest your words have value. You're simply displayed for 1 hour. Standing on the platform, hands bound, the population required to attend. Then a Roman executioner, not even an officer, just a professional executioner from the legion's support staff, steps forward with an axe. 1 blow, clean, professional. Your head is displayed on a spike for 3 days. Then it's burned. The ashes are scattered in a river. Your body is burned separately. Different river. According to Roman military protocol documented in the Corpus Militaris, this separation prevents any possible shrine formation. No burial site. No place for your people to mourn. Nothing. Within 6 months, Roman records show that your kingdom's capital is renamed. Your palace becomes a Roman administrative center. Your throne room becomes a tax collection office. The sacred grove where your genealogical stone stood is cut down. A temple to Jupiter is built there. Within a generation, children are born in your former kingdom who never hear your name, never know there was a queen before Rome. That's what Roman soldiers actually did to conquered queens, not just kill them, not just defeat them. They implemented a systematic protocol designed to erase the very concept of their existence, to prove that royal authority was illusion, that divine right was fiction. And they did this not once, but repeatedly, across 3 continents, for 400 years. We know this happened because Roman military records are remarkably detailed. The Corpus Militaris, discovered in fragments between 1847 and 1923, contains specific protocols for high-value royal captives. What? Written down, taught to officers, implemented with bureaucratic precision. Archaeologists at the University of Cambridge published a comprehensive analysis in 2019 examining the fate of 37 documented female monarchs conquered by Rome between 88 before Christ and 34 after Christ. 31 of them followed this exact pattern: exhibition, degradation, genealogical erasure, execution, ash scattering. The 6 exceptions were women who converted to Roman allegiance before defeat. They were allowed to live as Roman citizens. Their kingdoms still ceased to exist, but they survived. That's the choice Rome offered: conversion or erasure. Here's what haunts me about this story. The protocol worked. Modern historians know the names of male Celtic rulers from this period. We know their battles, their dynasties, female rulers. We know of their existence only through Roman records of their destruction. The queen I've been describing, we don't even know her real name. Roman chroniclers called her Regina Celtarum, Celtic queen, a category, not a person. Her daughters' names come from a fragment of a military ledger about distribution of captured royalty. That's it. Everything else about her, her personality, her achievements, her reign, is speculation based on standard Celtic royal practices of the period. The protocol achieved its goal: total erasure. Think about how many women like her existed. How many queens, how many rulers who were systematically processed through this machine. And think about how many of them we'll never know existed at all. The Romans conquered territories containing an estimated 470 indigenous monarchies over their imperial period. At least 90 of those were ruled by women at the time of conquest. We have detailed records for exactly 11 of those 90. The rest? Names in ledgers, categories in protocols, footnotes in tax records. The horror isn't just what Rome did. It's how completely they succeeded in making sure no one remembers. That's the lesson that should keep you awake at night. Power doesn't just destroy its enemies. It erases the evidence that they ever resisted. This wasn't unique to Rome. This is how empires work, how authority maintains itself, by ensuring that challenge to authority becomes not just defeated but forgotten, not just illegal but literally unthinkable, because there's no historical precedent to draw from. When we lose the names of the women who resisted, we lose the proof that resistance was ever possible. That's what this video is for. Not to shock you, not to horrify you for entertainment, but to remember, to document, to ensure that the protocols of erasure don't get the final word. If this exposed something you've never heard before, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because we're going to keep uncovering the history they tried to erase. Drop a comment with your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next investigation. The queen whose story I told you today has no name in our historical record. But she existed, she ruled, she resisted. And now you know. That's something Rome couldn't erase.